We need to talk. We need to talk about how you really, really need to be patient with yourself. I've seen the rush. I've seen let's hurry up and get it. None of that is sustainable. You gotta really, really, really be patient with yourself. And you have to really be determined to work on yourself for an indefinite amount of time. Because in this game, in this life, that's what it's gonna take. It's gonna take a ridiculous amount of patience with yourself. And there's a couple things that you gotta consider, man. And if you in this for the long haul, if you in this for the marathon, if you really want to last as long as you can, then you gotta take these things into consideration. The first thing is balance. Balance is incredibly important. You gotta pay attention to it. And the only way you really gonna know what balance really is when you really dive into yourself. You have to really, really understand yourself. And that's going to take a lot of time. You have to study yourself like never before. Like when you feel like you're getting sick, when you feel like you're starting to get tired, when you feel like you're doing too much. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. And I know I'm asking a lot out of you. I'm asking a lot out of you. But that's what life is asking out of you is a lot. You gotta listen. Otherwise, you just gonna continuously go in a cycle of falling off and trying to get back on and then feeling crap and trying to get back on and then feeling worthless and trying to get back on. And no, you want to just keep running. You want to keep that engine running as long as possible. And I'm telling you, that's what's gonna help you to feel the best out of this existence is when you're really just keeping it even keel for the most part. There's going to be little bumps and little spikes here and there. But for the most part, you want to stay balanced. And you're going to hear a lot of these gurus say, oh, you got to be in balance and this, that, and the other. And I'm telling you, I'm killing that. Like Roger Bannister killed the idea that you couldn't run a 4 minute mile. You can be balanced and you can still get it. You can still be whatever you're trying to be. The main objective, though, is studying yourself. You have to study yourself like never before. And that's why you got to be patient with yourself because you don't even know who you are. You have no idea who you are. You have no idea what you're capable of. And you have no idea the breaks and limits of you. That's what you got to pay attention to. And once you fully embrace and understand that, like, oh, I really don't know myself. I really don't know who I am, what I'm trying to do here. Then you can actually begin. But initially, it's going to feel real icky. It is. It's going to be tough. There's going to be a lot of resistance. It's going to be a lot of figuring out. It's going to be a lot of figuring out, and it's going to be a lot of discipline, and it's going to be a lot of strictness that you're going to have to really, really, really consider. And people don't like being strict. People don't like being rigid. And there's going to take a measure of being rigid in this process so that you can actually figure out how you best operate. Because that's what this is really about in this patient game of being patient with yourself. It's about figuring out how you best operate. Along with the balance, you got to be consistent. And you got to be consistent in your work. And your work is you. Your work is your life. It's way deeper than just going to a job or trying to build a business. No, life is work. Figuring things out, the what you should be eating, how much you should be exercising, what you should and shouldn't be looking at, the programming, the misdirections out here, the other people trying to influence you to buy into what they doing or what they saying. Like I I just want you to feel better, man. Cause I know overall that's the goal. I know overall that's the solution. Is to help a person to feel like their greatest self. A lot of this stuff would go away. A lot of the greed, a lot of the, you know, ridiculous stuff that we have to deal with as far as life goes, paying to live in places and stuff like that. A lot of that would disappear if a lot of people really knew what they were here for. They wouldn't be trying to press somebody to pay them. And that's just the truth, man. The last thing is commitment. You got to be committed. And if you are here, if you're alive, if you're watching this, you've already signed up for it. It's really no way you can get around it. You are committed. You are committed. Even though if you haven't made that statement, you are committed because you're here. You're breathing, you're walking, you're waking up every day. So you've made a commitment to be here. And with that, you got to make sure that you stay committed to your process. You stay committed to getting better, to doing the best you can every day, and staying balanced and staying consistent. The balance is going to help you to be consistent over long term, which is going to help the committed part of it. It all work together. And it's all about being patient with yourself. It's all about giving yourself time to get adjusted to all of these things that you're going to have to start doing, that you're going to have to really start paying attention to, that you probably haven't ever paid attention to. And now I realized I was just talking to somebody, and I realized that I'm asking a lot. I'm asking a lot out of people. I'm asking you to meditate. I'm asking you to watch what you watching. Be careful about what you're listening to. I'm asking you to watch what you're eating. Like all of that is a part of the program that I built and the system that I built. And to a degree, it's easy for me because over time of being ridiculously rigid with myself, it's gotten to that point. But for somebody just starting off, I'm asking you to literally transform it at the drop of a hat. I'm asking you to morph into a Power Ranger immediately. And my goal is to be more patient with others along with myself. And if I'm more patient with myself, it's going to help me to be more patient with others. And I encourage you to do the same thing. It's really important. It'll help us all to collectively to start fixing this stuff because a lot of this stuff is messed up. The corporate structure, the way we're living right now is just it could be better. Just like anything could be better. I mean, anything can be better. We can make anything better. That's what we do. But in that process, we got to be more aware of how does that even begin? How does this process of better actually start? And it does. It starts with you. It starts with you. And the more patient you are with yourself, the more you'll realize you have to be much more patient with other people, because it's really just a reflection of you. And if you can be okay with that, then things will start to get better. So that's what I encourage you to do. All right, be patient with yourself. Okay, think about what's balance to you. Think about what's consistency to you. Think about what's commitment to you. Consistency for me on this channel is what, 2 videos a week. Sometimes it's not that everyday thing. You got to really define these things for yourself. And when you can define them for yourself and just stay committed to it, you'll feel a whole lot better. Sometimes you don't have to listen to this person or that person or, what people are saying all the time and, oh, listen to me and I got it. And pay for this thing. Because it's really not about that. And I'm really not about that. I'm really not. But I could say that. It really doesn't matter. What I will tell you, though, is that mindset matters more than anything else. What your mind is set on will dictate your future. Focus on potential, because that is what you are. Anytime, out. I'm Kevin Anytime, mindset specialist, director of Mindset Matters Institute. On this channel, we talk about all things that involve your mindset, because what your mind is set on will dictate your future.